Hello, Resurrection. I am glad to be back. I am 3 weeks post surgery, and I'm feeling pretty good. Don't have much, if any, pain. I'm not groggy feeling from the anesthesia anymore, of course, and am just tickled to death to be back at work. I couldn't wait to get back, and sure have had fun this week seeing folks who have stopped by and things like that. So I am back with you, and I missed you so much, and I hope you missed me. And a reminder: when I ask you how the sermons were while I was gone, the appropriate answer is, that makes me feel the best. So don't forget that. Uh, I think you all know that yesterday, just shortly after 9 o'clock, we lost our dear George Rentschler. We will see him again in glory, but we sure will miss him while he's gone. It is hard for me to imagine looking out there in the congregation and not see him sitting right there as he always was, as he always did. He will leave a hole. There'll be a hole in the pew, and there'll be a little hole in us too, but it's a temporary hole because we will see him again. But I sure am going to miss that guy. A gentleman, the most consummate gentleman you've ever known. They just don't make them like that anymore. I will be in touch with you on service times for Mr. George's funeral. We will have a funeral at the church with communion, and it will be next week, probably Tuesday or Wednesday. I'll let you know. We Next week is a very busy week, so we have to carefully plan everything out because, as you know, it is Holy Week. So I'll go over that schedule with you. On Thursday, we will have the Maundy Thursday service. We will remember the great Maundy, the mandate, the mandatum, the new commandment that Jesus gave us when he told us to wash each other's feet. And in obedience to that command, I'm not washing anybody's feet this year. It's the only time I haven't done foot washing since I've been ordained. The reason it is the priest who does the foot washing and the deacons and the bishops who do the foot washing is because it reminds us whose servant we are, and we are your servant, and we are servants of the Lord Jesus. And so it is important for the clergy that we do that. So rather than asking you to wash each other's feet, that muddies that symbolism just a little bit. It's not that the priest is the only one important enough to do it, it's that the priest needs to do it more than anybody else does. I just cannot get myself down there on the floor and back up yet. But the reason I had this surgery is so that I will be able to continue washing feet next year and for many, many years to come. So we will not be washing feet this year, but we will celebrate the birthday of the Holy Eucharist. And then we will do the most beautiful thing that we do all year long, and that is the stripping of the altar and the reserving of the Holy Sacrament for Good Friday, the next day. We cannot and we do not celebrate the Holy Eucharist on Good Friday. So in order to take communion, we take what is left of communion on Thursday night after the altar is stripped, and we set it aside. Now, normally we leave the host out. We leave it exposed all night long. And when we do that, we have to have someone there all night long in adoration of the sacrament. We don't leave the sacrament alone while it's exposed. This year, we don't know how we would get someone all through the night, all around the clock, taking hour shifts. So what we're going to do is we are going to set up the beautiful garden in the columbarium, as we always do. And the church will be open for you to come and spend an hour with Christ and adore the Blessed Sacrament. But we will not keep it exposed. It will be in the tabernacle so that if there is a time during the night when someone is not here, the sacrament will not be left alone. It will be in the tabernacle. So if that is a meaningful experience to you to come and watch for an hour with the Lord, as the disciples were asked to watch in the garden, could you not spare me 1 hour? If that is something that is meaningful to you, you'll still have an opportunity to do that this year. I just won't be as antsy about making sure that we have 2 or 3 people every hour all through the night. I know many of you love that, and I do. I do too. The Good Friday service, we will do the solemn collects and the procession of the wood of the cross, and we will take communion from what we call the pre-sanctified, right? The communion that we've reserved that is already sanctified, already consecrated. We will take communion together on Good Friday, and then we will leave in that dark silence, and we will rest and we will wait all through Saturday, remembering Christ's time in the tomb. And then Sunday morning, the bells will ring, the candles will be lit, the organ will sing out, and we will all cry, Alleluia, Christ is risen together. We will not have an Easter Vigil this year. And again, you know that I like to do the Easter Vigil and plan to always do the Easter Vigil. I just don't have the stamina to do it yet this year. So if you will forgive me, I hope that you will. If you'll forgive me, we're not going to do that this year, and we will bring the Easter Vigil back next year. I know so many of you look forward to that all year long with the candles, the handheld candles, and the songs and the bells and the reading of our story and the deacon singing that beautiful exultant that she does. Now the service time, the service time change, the Sunday service time change begins this Sunday, using Palm Sunday to make sure we've got all the bugs worked out for Easter. The 8 o'clock service, the right one without music, will stay the same, just as it has in times past, as Percy Dearmer would have said. We're adding a 9:15 service in. It will be with music and with hymns, no choir. And then the 10:45 service will be just like the 10:30 has always been, with choir and music and anthems and hymns. The reason we're doing that is we really probably have too many people at the 10:30 service right now. So by adding in that second service in the middle, we're hoping that we'll be able to spread the crowd out a little thinner, give everybody that good 6-foot buffer. We'll see how that goes. We may not have any takers. We may have a full house. I don't know. But we will do that for Palm Sunday, and we'll do it for Easter Sunday. And let's commit to 2 more Sundays after that, so that when the crowds settle down after the big Easter celebration, and when they pick back up after the Sunday after Easter, because that's always a somewhat smaller crowd, we'll see if we've got good buy-in, good participation at that 9:15 service. And if so, we'll keep that service around until all the restrictions are lifted and we can all come back together as we have done before. Now, something else I know that you all are eagerly waiting for. The clergy had a long talk, an in-depth talk with the bishop yesterday about where we are and what we can do and what we cannot do. And the bishop is really, really not ready for us to share meals together yet. And so we will not bring coffee hour back, not yet, but I do think it's coming. And we will not be having any meals together, not even on Wednesday nights yet. But it is coming, and I think it's coming soon. So don't be disheartened, because I did see some light at the end of that tunnel yesterday. Now, surprisingly, what the bishop did say that he would allow, and not only allow, but even encourage, is I will begin passing the common chalice again on Easter Sunday morning. Not Palm Sunday, but on Easter Sunday morning. As always, you do not have to take from the chalice. If you have received communion in one kind, that is, in the bread alone, you have received the sacrament. You don't have to take the cup. You never have to take the cup. But you can get on the CDC website and you can look this up. There has never, ever, to the best of our knowledge, been one single case of COVID transmission through the common cup. And a common Eucharistic cup is addressed specifically on the CDC website. And in fact, the CDC even says that it's hard to spread much of anything for various reasons. One, the alcohol content of the wine that we use. to silver is very difficult to communicate anything contagious. With silver, people used to keep a silver dollar in their milk because it discouraged bacterial growth. Now, many of you may be thinking, oh, I'm not ready to do that yet. That's fine. I understand. And the reason that I am waiting until Easter and not Palm Sunday is because I will be fully vaccinated by Easter, and I am the one that finishes what's left in the chalice. So for my own protection, I'm not willing to do that until I'm vaccinated. But if you're vaccinated, if you're ready to take the common cup, then we're going to begin passing the common cup on Easter Sunday morning. We're, of course, not going to sit in judgment over anyone, whether they take the chalice or whether they do not. If the chalice comes to you and you're not ready to take the chalice, just cross, like as you always do, cross your hands over your shoulders, or you can get up and go back to your seat after you have received the host. I know many of you will welcome that, as you've really, really, really missed that. I think that's all I have to say right now. Next week is a busy week, but remember that when it comes to liturgy, that's based off of a word that means work and hard work. There's a lot of liturgy next week. There's a lot of hard work, but the harder you work through Lent and the harder you work through Holy Week, the more significant, the more substantial, the more profound your Easter celebration will be. I do plan to celebrate Easter with you all this year, and I'm looking forward to it. I love you, and I miss you, and I'll see you soon.